All right. All right, welcome to our tower workout. So I'm Brittany and this is Mandy. She's going to be doing the workout for us today. So if you've come in and you found the reformer this way, we obviously need to make the adjustment to tower. So this is how we do it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to lower the foot bar all the way to the bottom. Make sure all the springs are off. The straps can be hanging on these back hooks. But as you run this to the end, you need to take these ropes wide so that the material of the carriage is flush against the pulleys. Then we're going to use our mat converter. He goes up against the wood platform and then it should slide really nicely down here. If this gives you trouble, I guarantee it's because you've got a rope mashed there. So let's not ever force it. Take the ropes and move them out of the way so that you can put this down easily. And then our headrest should come out without too much of a fight. If they get stuck, give them a little wiggle and they should come right out. Okay, are you ready?
I think so.
All right, so we're going to move all that here in a second. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up for our first exercise. I'm going to have Mandy go through a footwork sequence. So let's take this safety chain. It always connects to itself. So leave this part alone. Take this and we're going to hook him up to our, this is called our push-through bar. These blue springs are short and they live on the outside of the frame. Let's connect it to the eye hook on the inside of the vertical frame and onto one of these eye hooks. It doesn't matter if it's the same or the opposite side as the safety chain. Okay, so once we're here, lay on your back, head underneath the tower, please. So you want to scoot back until your head is almost where it would go on the reformer itself, definitely never off the edge. Let's take the arms, push that bar up, please. Let's put the feet on the bar. Good. Okay, so we're going to start with just a little bit of stretching and then we'll load it up and do some footwork kind of stuff. So let's just go heels together, toes apart. So you want to get your legs all the way straight, trying to keep your bottom down, and you're just going to begin with some slow pointing and flexing of the ankles. So we're just doing some calf raises here. Yeah, and that should feel nice all over the back of the legs. Good, and then let's turn the toes in with the heels apart. So you're going to just position your feet a couple different ways. We have 3 muscles in the back of our legs, and so we've got to position our feet 3 ways to get all 3 muscles, and then do parallel. So this is sort of the backwards way to do this. I usually end with the guillotine series, but it actually feels really nice if we start with it. So the heels are going to go in the turn out in the corners of the bar, please, and then sink the knees down deep towards the armpits. Okay, and just hang out here for a second. So this should feel really nice on your inner thighs and your lower back. And then go ahead and push your legs up straight. Can you do this one on your toes?
Sorry, say that again.
Can you do this one on your toes? Yeah. So that way when you go, you can point and then flex the ankles, bend the knees and the hips. So we have 3 points of flexion, ankles, knees, and hips. And then as she pushes up, 3 points of extension, ankles, knees, and hips. You're going to point the toes to the top one more time. Sink those knees down. Keeping the knees angled down this time, reach the hands to the center and hold on to the bar. Then you're going to hang on for dear life here. Keep those hands on and the feet. Push the legs up. You fold in half for monkey. So she's going to drive through her legs first and really push through the heels. Now if your legs make it to straight, point the toes for a little extra. And then ankles flex, bend the knees, and lower down. Good. We'll do that one more time. Feels so, I know, it feels so good. And then press up. If you can, point the toes. And then bend the knees down you go. All right, we're going to do single leg monkey. So take one leg out and lay it on the mat as straight as it will go. So as this one's going straight, you don't even need your hands actually this first time. Let this just sink down. So as this knee is going wide towards your underarm, this leg is reaching out. So we stretch out that hand, the hip flexor, and then push that leg up. We're going to do 2 calf raises here. Feels a little heavier, gives you a better stretch on this single leg. And then bend the knee down deep towards the underarm, reaching the left leg long. Let's do that one more time. Point and flex. and then bend the knee down. Now take this foot and let's put him on the opposite side of the bar. Good, you're gonna stay on the ball of the foot. Do your best to keep this hip down. Push the leg up as straight as it goes. If it doesn't go all the way straight, it's still okay. And then do slow calf raises there. You should feel it all over the outside of the hip. So we wanna have both butt cheeks down heavy on the mat. I watch as a teacher that hip comes up, and if it does, you're just gonna bend this knee, okay? Should feel good, bad, all at once. All right, and then let's bring that foot back over here, back to the right side, and now single leg monkey. So you're gonna put 2 hands on the bar. So you put your hands wherever you want. They can go straddling the foot, they can be on the inside of the foot, doesn't matter. Go ahead and push up through the heel of the foot. Yeah, if you can, you point the toe a little extra, and then you bend and roll it all back down. And meanwhile, as you're bending, this leg is stretching out hip flexor. Let's go one more time. Push the leg up, driving through heel. Point the toe if you can, and then lower down. Okay, let's make the switch. Left foot on the bar. No hands to start. And the right leg goes out. So she's just gonna sink that left knee wide. Let it open up the inner thighs, hips, and look back. And then just push it up. Just do a couple of calf raises there. Point and flex. And then bend the knee down. Good. Should feel nice. Take that foot to the opposite side of the bar.
So how would I do it without you though?
So without me, then you just, most people put the other foot up or the hands.
Okay.
Yeah, and then go up. All right, so then push up. So she's trying to keep both hips down, and then let's point and flex that ankle. Yeah, and they may not move much, and that's okay. But notice, like, even bend your knee and notice that if you point and flex, you still get the same target area. So it works the same. If you're really bendy, like Mandy's doing, she's actually making this harder by doing this internal rotation. It's all good.
Oh, so I want my toes to be.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Get the leg up there however you can. Most people cannot internally rotate. Yeah. So just whatever you can do works. Now put this foot back on the other side of the bar. And now 2 hands and 1 foot. Single leg monkey. All right, so then drive it up. Perfect. We point if you can, and then everything comes back down. So Mandy's able to reach on the outside of her feet. Me, my little T-Rex arms, I cannot. So as you bend down, I have to put both hands on the inside of my feet because I can't reach like that. Okay. But either way works, okay? And then lower all the way down. Okay, so now take your foot off the bar. We're gonna add a second blue spring, so they live on the outside of the machine, even on both sides. Now, we don't do the 2 springs for any of the back stretches, so make sure that you only have the 1 spring on for any inversion stuff. So go ahead and put the feet on the bar. Okay, and then your back and head are gonna stay down, no hands. Just go ahead and let's go Pilates V. So heels together, toes apart. Push the legs up. We're gonna do 3 calf raises every time. So just point and flex the ankles. 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees down. And again, push it up. Let's get 6 repetitions. So this is in lieu of doing the reformer footwork. So you're still getting sort of this leg press feel here. We also get a nice passive lumbar stretch at the same time, just for the position that we're in. Good. Is that 4 reps?
That was 3.
3. Okay. So halfway. Last couple. Three calf raises here to finish. And then down you go. Now switch to parallel feet about hip distance apart, and we do the same thing. So leg push, we do 3 calf raises. And at first it doesn't feel like much, but as we keep going, you'll feel the warmth in the calves here, surprisingly. 2, 3, and down. We're gonna get 3 repetitions of the calf raises every time, and try to go for about 6 of the leg movements. Your calves warm yet?
Yeah.
And bend. 2. Last one. And 3, 2, and 1. Good, bend the knee down. All right, now if you can, take one leg off, and we do the same spring resistance with one leg. So that knee can stay bent or long. It's a comfort position. We're not trying to do any active stretching, just hang out there. Push it up. We got 3 calf raises here. 1. Now we're talking.
Yes.
And bend that knee down.
Does my knee go out?
Your knee goes wherever you want to go. Yeah. So we don't necessarily need to keep it tracking straight in towards the shoulder. That would really reduce our range of motion. So if it feels okay to you, take it wide.
Okay.
Yeah. 3, and bend. 2. Fortunately, we only have 6 of these because when you make that transition to one leg, it gets real heavy. 2. Is this 5?
Okay,
Yeah, last one here. 6, 2, and 3. Go ahead and switch feet. Okay, so she's on the ball of her foot. 3, 2, 1, bend it down. 3, 2, 1. So you still want to have your pelvis square. Make sure your abs are working. We're not taking a vacation just because you're on your back. So as you push up, really tightening through your waist with every rep. Just 5, okay. Tension free at the neck. And 1 more. Good. And then come down. All right, and then just take your feet off. And then we're going to go right into some roll-ups. So I'm just going to disconnect one of the springs. We'll put it where it belongs later. Just take it off for now, and you can do that while you're still laying on your back. Let's put the hands on the bar. Long legs out straight. All right, so we're going to try to use more abs than arms here. Push the arms up straight. And then she's going to slowly roll up, leaving the legs down, and gradually roll up and finish with your arms beside the ears. And then curve under real slow all the way back down to the mat. Yes. If any pressure in your lower back, you're going to skip right through this section. Go ahead and do it again. So rolling all the way to the top. And then slow rolling all the way back down. This next one, I'm going to have you stay up there. So when you're ready, exhale, you go up to the top. Finish with your arms by your ears. Shoulders tension free. Now round and roll back just a little bit. Good, stay there, and you just work right here. So you're gonna come up a little bit, and then tuck a little bit. So the essence here is in the low abs and in the lumbar stretching. So you wanna really curve the tail under and lift. Let's get 3 more. Back and up. 2, 1 more please. And then all the way onto your back. Good, all right, well done. Let's go ahead and come out from underneath there. And we're going to take this all apart. So just take this blue one off. And then we'll hook this back up. Alright, so Mandy deserves a little reward for that work with the abs. So we're going to do some roll downs. Have a seat, straight legs out with the feet against the vertical frame. And then you'll hold the outside of the roll down bar, outside of the clips. All right, nice tall posture to begin. So we want the back straight. It doesn't matter about the legs. So if you can get the legs straight, great. But if not, bend the knees. So nice and tall here, breath in. And then exhale, you're going to roll your way all the way onto your back, 1 vertebrae at a time. Once you're down flat, go ahead and roll the bar to your chest, holding exhale. And again, 2. And 1 more, 3. Long arms, and then roll your way right back up to a seated position. Tall at the top, repeat. Exhale, we curve under. Now once you're down here, it's like you're laying on sticky paper. So I want your lumbar spine and everything to be flush with the mat. As you pull, tighten the abs before the elbows pull in. 2, 3, long arms, and then roll up to a seated position. Let's do it again. Roll down 1 more time here. And we pull. 3, 2, 1 more, and then rise back up to sitting. Okay, we're going to go down in flexion. We're going to come up in that extended position. So scoop and roll down just like before. Once you're down, soften the elbows, arch the back. Go. So look forward, keep your eye on the crossbar. Yep, and then rise up here. Yep. Okay, so let's go one more time. So round your back, roll all the way down. Okay, so you are going to do a little bit of extension, and then you're going to rise up from the upper abs. So give me a little softness to the elbows. Yep, and then lift from here. So take the shape you're in and pull all the way up, hinge up. There we go. Long arms and round and roll down. Exhale to the bottom. And then with breath, inhale, you float and extend up. Yeah, see how she's correcting that neck position? Exhale, roll all the way down. I don't want you to let your head hang back. It weighs like 16 pounds. We don't want to strain the neck flexors. We're going to reverse. So lift that up. Your shoulders make contact first, and then everything softens and you roll up. 2 more, nice and tall. Arch and floating back, upper abs are holding you. And then roll your way up to sitting. 1 more, arch and back you go. And then roll all the way up. Okay, well done. So, one hand in the center. Okay, so I want you to rotate around, put the right hand on the back edge of the mat, and then just glide your hand to the end and just get this nice stretch. So her opposite hip's gonna come up. And then pull yourself back, 2 butt cheeks down, and then turn face the center. Switch sides. So reach back, your hand's gonna just feel for the end of the machine as you reach back, opposite hip comes up. And then you come all the way back up and face the center, 2 more on each side. So you rotate and reach, and then you bring your body all the way back up. And rotate and reach, and all the way back up. Last one, each side. The tower is so nice about doing all this stretchy stuff. I love it. 1 more. And then all the way back up. Okay, perfect. Let's go into some lat work, kneeling. So we're going to be doing, I think these are lat pulls, right? Okay, so straight arms. You're going to have your arms just outside the clips. Now, you can be as close as the bar is almost touching, and the further back you go, the harder it gets. So knees are just under the hips, so close them just a smidge. All right, and then you're going to take straight arms and push it down, tap the thighs, and then return. So she's keeping a nice neutral wrist here. She pushes down, and the shoulders are staying back. So she's not allowing those shoulders to roll forward. Squeeze an invisible block at the knees as you push every time. 3 more. 2. 1 more. Perfect. Hands go inside the clips here for triceps. So this time, bend the elbows until they're right next to the rib cage. Open up here, and then we push 8. Tighten the waist every time you push the arms straight. 4 to go. 4, 3, good. 1 more, and done. Perfect. So now you're gonna get this bar in front of your chest. Turn away from the tower, please. So your feet can be right at the edge. That's as far back as you can go. I don't want your legs hanging way off, but feet can go off the edge or as far forward as you want. Hands outside the clips. Make sure the wrists are neutral. I want you to send the arms straight forward first. Okay. Good. Now turn those wrists over, nice and neutral. Bring the hands down so that your bar is right in front of your chest. Does it feel too heavy? So a little. Okay. Push forward. Yeah. Wrist down that left side. Okay, cool. And then you're going to pitch your body weight in just a little bit. Now you should feel all of this working. Bend those elbows and then press. Inhale to bend and then exhale to press. Good. So Mandy has a little shoulder issue going on, so you might be able to bend your elbows more. She's being really mindful about the range at her shoulder. You should be 2, 3.
Did you hear it clicking?
Yeah, 2, easy. 1 more, and hold. Now you're gonna keep them out here, and you're gonna let the arms float up a few inches, and then down a few inches. So there's a free zone at the top and the bottom. I want you to stay out of there. So it's a working range here, and as the arms go up, slide the shoulders down. You should feel the abs pull. Shoulders, chest, abs, triceps, all get work here. 2 more. Lift and lower, lift and lower. You got it. Come on out of there. And you come out all together. I'm going to have you stand on the machine, actually. So about where the seam of the two mats are, you'll stand up and face the tower. Okay, so outside of the clips with the hands, and I want you to do a roll down, so standing just about there. Okay, loop the thumbs, so we're gonna keep our teeth, so put the thumbs on the other side of the bar. This way, there we go. All right, and then I want you to tuck your chin in towards the chest and slowly begin to push the bar down, having the arms under the shoulders the whole time. Now, so at the bottom, she's gonna weight shift into the ball of the foot, just a touch. Scoop the pelvis under and stand up nice and tall. Perfect. At the end, pull the bar to you and lift up. Good, let's do it again. Tuck the chin in towards the chest and go down. So you get a nice little abdominal flexion here, and then slight weight shift forward. She scoops the tail under and lifts up, and then pull the bar to your thighs, lift the chest. Yes, let's get one more time. Dive it down. All the way up, and then pull the bar to you and lift the chest. Okay, we're gonna do a single leg version. So I want you to take the right foot and step it back to the toe. Okay, so your weight bearing on the left foot, the right foot is going to be floating. Initiate with your left butt cheek. You're going to lift the leg in the air and balance. Okay, so she's a teeter-totter now. So the leg is going to lift, and as it lifts, it'll take her shoulders and chest down. So you're going to push straight down like before. Yep, and then lift up. Good. Yeah, maybe scoot back a touch. So you're going to press it down and lift. Good. One more, hold it here. This gesture leg pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 2 feet down and stand back up. Okay, other leg. So the left foot down, we're gonna stay weight bearing on the right leg. Up to sorry, when it comes up. I like that, though that's a good stretch. Okay, so we're gonna lift that leg as you tip down. And then up. Good. So teeter-totters, the left glutes initiate the movement. So as the leg goes up, it forces the chest down and enables you to stay more balanced than if you're breaking that into parts.
Probably.
So we're getting a lot of weight-bearing exercise, bone density building in this right leg, the standing leg, and the hip, the knee, and the ankle. Okay, this is the one, Mandy, you're going to balance here. And then that left leg is pulsing up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, hang in there, 3, 2, and all the way up.
So much going on.
I know, right?
What do I? Is it my butt? Is it my ab? My foot?
All right, come all the way down. Let's do a little bit of upper body work. So these adjust by just pulling the little black knob out and sliding these down. I'm going to put it on position 8. So I've got whatever that means to you. So if you want to see the number 8, if you want to just measure the dots, whatever, as long as they're the same, it doesn't matter. We're going to switch this out and use our arm springs. So the big ones with these straps on, green springs are for the legs, and the yellow, the handle, are for the arms. Go ahead and put the arm springs in the front. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of bicep work here. So when you're ready, you're going to sit with straight legs, one hand per strap here. Okay, legs together. So actually, let's start here. So elbows are about 90 degrees and legs are together. I want you to keep a flat back first. So you're going to just hinge back with a flat back, feel in the upper abs, and we're not doing any arms, just hinge your way right back up. So just keeping a 90-degree bend at the elbows, we're just getting the mobility of the pelvis. You should feel the upper abs. So she's got nice posture here. So while it doesn't look like she's doing much, she's basically working every muscle that runs along with her spine, and she's getting the isometrics in the shoulders and the bicep. Stay back here. Pause. Now we do biceps. So lengthen and curve. If you can, lift those elbows a smidge higher, so you're pulling the hands in towards the ears. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then all the way back upright. Okay, good. So now let's do it this way, and we're going to do clutch biceps. Okay, so the knuckles are together. Round your back this time for me, so scoop and roll. So she's just going to let our arms go forward, and then we bend them in. So it's a little bit easier because you get to recruit pec muscles to assist with the bicep movement, but this is still traditionally a bicep exercise. 5, 4, 3. One more time, and we're gonna hold it in. Now roll back a little bit and roll up. So think crunches. What's nice about this tower is all the springs are independent, so your right can't rely on your left or vice versa. Everything's got to carry its own weight. 3, 2, and then come all the way back upright. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of twisting, same start position. So knuckles together right in the center of the chest. Your straight back is tall. Exhale, we round and roll backward. Good, and then we're just gonna rotate side to side. So as you're twisting, just keep going side to side. You're trying not to move the legs. So the legs are like a statue. You're doing good.
Like,
No, you're doing good. So I see a lot of gas pedaling here, usually like this, which means that you're not using the right muscles. So you wanna try to keep your feet totally side by side, and we're just rotating ribs up, waist up. She's doing a nice job keeping her shoulders away from her ears, and her back's in flexion the whole time. How about like 5 more per side? 4. If you're not counting, always add 5 more. That's easy. Good. Last one each way. Find the center and then all the way up. Perfect. How about we lay down for a minute? Head towards the tower. We're going to still go a little bit with the arms. All right, we're going to do some loaded flexion exercises. Yeah, so I like you back here. So you're going to start with your arms vertical, reaching up for the ceilings. And with them vertical, I'm going to have you move out. I want a little bit of tension.
up even more.
Yep. So now if you have osteoporosis, you're going to skip through this exercise as well. Okay, so we don't want to do any loaded flexion with osteoporosis. So we are going to add flexion. So she's going to bend her knees, her feet are down, and you're going to just crunch and press. And you know what? I want you to come out even further. I'll make Mandy work for this. It's okay, she's a teacher.
Sure.
All right, so when you crunch forward, go ahead and crunch. It should stop about there. And then release. So we just want to load up those upper abs. I don't even need to do the extra.
Oh, I can go further now.
Okay, so crunch. Yes, there we go. So you don't need to drive the arms all the way down to the hips. We're just going to really isolate those upper abs. So she's going to stay tension free in her neck and shoulders, and her legs are perfectly still. So her pelvis down to her toes, statue. Good. I don't know if you can see it. She's shaking a little bit, so she's working for it. Okay, let's get 2 more. And last one. Good, and then lower down. Okay, 1 knee up. So when you crunch up, it's almost like you're gonna pull the knee in towards you a little bit, and then I want the leg to go out when you lower, and then the knee comes in. It's kind of like a bicycle, so in and out, okay? So crunch up, and when she lowers down, the leg's going out. You don't have to come any higher than you were.
Okay.
And then leg goes out. Now the lower this leg goes, the more work it's gonna be for her. So she could take that leg all the way down next to the mat and then back up. Yes. So watch here that you're not arching your lower back. So it's much easier to send that back into extension when the arm lifts. Let's get 2 more this side, please. You don't have to tend those arms quite so low if you don't want to. She's doing extra credit. And then switch legs. All right, so here we go. Crunching up to that knee, and the leg goes out lower. And crunch. Good. She's trying to keep resistance on the springs the whole time. So as she lowers her head back to the mat, notice the springs aren't slacking, making a lot of noise. So the noise is for you like some feedback that it is you're releasing too much. So let's keep those springs in play. 3. 1 more time. Perfect. And then take a break. All right, so now stay where you are if you can. So we want heavy springs. So I want you to push the arms really, really, really hard down to the mat. See if you can stay roughly there. Okay, and then she's gonna drive her arms down. The reason we want it so heavy is because it's gonna support your lower back. So bring your knees up to tabletop. She's gonna leave her head down this whole time. So from here, I want those legs to go vertical. Okay, so when the legs go vertical, she's really gonna push her arms down, and then the legs are gonna lower and the arms are gonna float just a little. And then the legs come back up and she's gonna press down. So the legs go as low as you can support and then push down. The reason we want the heavy springs is because when her legs go down, she's got that assistance that's gonna help support her lower back much more so than if she's without anything on a mat. Lats, abs. Lats, and then abs. So we get this, both these two parts working together makes our waist look very narrow. Let's get 3 more. Pull. And 2. 1 more time. Good. And then take a break completely. Feet down, let the knees just sway left and right together. Perfect. Okay, drop those and then let's sit up. Okay, and then just dive forward. Proactively, just go ahead and stretch out your inner thighs and straddle the mat and then lean forward. Okay, so if you want to keep stretching while Mandy's stretching, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to start to adjust the springs. So I'm just going to take those arm springs off, and I'm going to replace them with a leg spring. All right, and then when you're ready, Mandy, I'm going to have you lay down. And in fact, go ahead and lay down. I'm going to get a ball for you for your feet. So these are going on your feet. Okay, and in these little baskets of fun, we have these little mini stability balls. I'm going to just have Mandy hold one between the ankles. This just makes sure the inner thighs are working the whole time. So the arms can either rest at your hips, or they can hold the vertical frame. You pick one. I find that sometimes, depending on what pants I'm wearing, if my hands are not there, I'm sliding. So you can't be sliding, so pick one of those options. Legs are going to hold the ball. You don't have to crush it. Low back stays down. Push the legs towards the mat. And then the legs float up. So exhale, they go down, and then inhale, they rise up. Now, 4. Ooh. Yeah, 3, 2. Let's get one more time here. Now pause, laterally rotate the legs. Now toes point out. We're going to do same up, stop. Turn the knees in, and we push down. Turn out and lift, in and down. This will heat up your inner thighs very quickly. It's great because we're getting internal and external rotation at the hip, which probably means nothing to you other than we're really working all the muscles in the hip joint to support the pelvis, the low back, and the legs. Okay, reverse it. Now we're going to keep them turned in as we lift, out and down. In and up, out and down, in. You feel your thighs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this. This is kind of sneaky because it doesn't feel like you have to squeeze the ball very hard, but it works. One more time, I'm going to have you pause here. Keep the heels holding the ball. We're going to bend the knees in. As you push out, give it a little hug. Squeeze it. Bend the knees in. Point, push, and squeeze. Bend in. Point, push, and squeeze. And 4. Good. 3. Push it out, stay. Squeeze. 2, 3, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and we're going to hold the squeeze. 8, 7, 6. This is where you try to crush it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll take that. All right, so send those legs straight out. We're going to go with big leg circles to finish them off. Thank you. If you end up dropping the ball back into the basket, just make sure to wipe it down before you leave. Good, and we're going to reverse. Last couple. All right, and then quick break, bend the knees into tabletop. So now we're going to do a little shuffle, a little bit more on those inner thighs. So when you're ready, legs go push straight out. Now they're going to stay in parallel, and we're going to just hold them right there. Okay, so initially we're going to just hold them in place. So yeah, I'm sorry, not going up and down yet. So the legs are going to be straight. We're going to keep the pelvis down. So this is what a shuffle is. So it's a stiff movement coming from the hip. Now we're going to keep shuffling up a hill. So we're going to go up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Last time, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bend the knees in. Take the feet out of the straps. Good. Long legs out on the mat. Just drop the straps and let's get rolling. So arms up towards the ceiling. Slowly dive all the way up towards the toes and stretch forward out. Grab anything and stretch the hamstrings. Good. And then you're going to straddle the mat and lean forward. Get those inner thighs open again. Maybe reaching both hands to one edge of the mat if you want. A little bit of lateral flexion. Perfect. Okay, let's do a little bit of twisting. So let's go ahead and come up to a kneeling position here. We're going to take this roll down bar and we're going to just tuck it behind. Take one of these in the back. Now the blue spring that we borrowed earlier, just take one of those and we're going to reconnect it at the top. So we get a blue spring against this push-through bar. All right, you're gonna sit, feet up against the vertical frame, please. All right, so we're gonna do a nice soft. So leaving one hand in line with its own shoulder, you're gonna take your right hand and reach it all the way back. Now she's gonna keep reaching her hand back towards my voice and get a nice lateral stretch on the right side of her body. Play with the position of the palm here as those positions feel differently stretching. Pick the one you like. Take that arm, retrace the line you just drew, and then over to the left foot. Grab the outside of the shin here and actively press up with the left. You're trying for thoracic rotation. And then take it back, same side, twice more, okay? So inhale, the arm goes back, really opening up the side of the waist and the chest, and then take the arm underneath. If you can reach the frame, you'll reach the frame, otherwise grab the leg. One more time, 3 per side. Back, and then all the way around. Press it up. Good, now switch sides. We'll do 3, and then 3 on the opposite side. And twist. Should feel really nice as you're pushing up across the upper back. Same as always, as I mentioned before, it's more important that your back is moving versus the legs being straight. So if you need to soften the knees, then you'll bend the knees this whole movement here. Good. All right, and then let's take 2 hands on the bar, and I want you to just push it through the feet. Good. So you're going to sort of give yourself this opposition. It's as if someone's grabbed your belt and they're going to pull back as you're reaching forward. So she's got this nice flexion through her lumbar spine. Then begin to roll backward. And then let your knees bend and push the bar up towards the top. So now she's getting extension through shoulders and upper back. We'll do that again. So leaning back, dive it down, pushing through feet, rounding spine here. Rolling back, and then we go into the extension. One more. And then all the way up. Perfect. All right, I've got one more exercise for you to do, finish strong, okay? So go ahead and kneel and face away from me to start. So you're gonna have your left hand on the bar, nearly an arm's distance from it. The left knee will stay down and the right leg goes out, okay? So it's a little teeter-totter. I want you to keep this leg down first and push the left arm, right arm goes overhead. At first, we're just gonna get this nice lateral stretch. You're just reaching as big as you want. This should feel really nice on the hip flexor. And then bring the body back up. All right, so now you're gonna have to balance. So you're gonna teeter-totter your way over only as low as you need to get this leg up to hip height. Perfect, this is our moving leg now. So she's gonna support this left shoulder. She's gonna drop this leg down and lift for 8, 7, 6, good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold, little circles. 2, she's hating me right now. 4, 5, 6, 7. We reverse the circles. Watch you're not arching your back. 3, 4, 5.
I was going to.
6, 7. Lower the leg down and rise up. Okay, your reward, you get one more stretch. Keep the leg down. So go ahead and push it down and do a nice lateral bend. If you want, you can even rotate the shoulders down a little bit, whatever might feel nice here through your back. And then come all the way back up. Got the other side to do as we're wrapping up here. Okay, so here we go. Just easy stretch first. Go ahead and take it over. This one feels so nice in the hip and the side here. And then come up. I think I gave you 2 on the first side. Down and over. I could do a million of these. They feel so great. Okay, now we gotta work. Okay. All right, so when you're ready, so go down. What's really about the shoulder here, so she's gonna support herself through her shoulder, lift the leg up to hip height. Tap and lift. Our goal is hip height with the leg. If it doesn't go hip height, who cares? But try your best. 4, nice. So the real work is in that shoulder. She's supporting herself. 7 and up on 8, we stop and we circle, just like coin-sized circles. 5, 6, 7, last 8 in reverse, 8. So she's doing a nice job on her shoulder. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, put the foot down, up you go. One more, you get the stretch, okay? So take it over, this leg stays grounded and adds a little rotation. Yeah, and then come all the way back up. All right, there we go. So hopefully you got a little bit of everything on your body, tall, long, lean, feeling better on your way out than you came in. So let's put this back together. So you're going to disconnect everything. These blue springs live on the outside of the top, and our roll down bar is in the front. Make sure both eye hooks are connected. Our roll down bar should be free. The leg springs, these big ones with the green, and the leg springs live in the front, and our arm springs are up in the top. You can certainly leave it like a tower if you've come in and found it otherwise. It doesn't matter, but make sure all the springs are back where they belong. Thank you. Hope you feel great. I'll see you next time.